We are going to the show. We going to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you're about to watch this piece of content, of which we are going to be discussing something very interesting, and it's called fact-checking and social media. Fact-checking and social media. We're going to talk about fact-checking and social media, and just in case you didn't hear it the first 3 times, fact-checking and social media. Why am I going to talk about this? Well, you could probably extrapolate why I'm going to talk about this, but I'm not going to go into what you think I'm going to go into, but I'm going to do something here that is going to save your sanity, because fact-checking, there's a couple ways that you could do it, and it's really important, especially when you're doing your marketing, advertising, promotion, all those things, because what's being promoted right now can be confusing. So how does one navigate? How do you select good information? How do you find that information? That's going to be the topic of this video, fact-checking and social media. That's what we're going to break down into. If you could do me a solid favor and give me one of those, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. This takes a while, and a little bit of that. That would be great. I would truly appreciate it, because you know what? A lot of people give a lot of information from all over, and you know what I'm talking about. Could be anywhere, and it could be confusing because it can literally go out, somebody adopts it, and then they contradict themselves, and then it gets confused, and you're like, I don't know what's real, I don't know what's going on, I don't know where I am, I don't know what's happening. Help me, Robert! Help me understand what's happening! That's why we're doing it. Fact-checking and social media. Woo! Fact-checking and social media. Let's dive right in and break it down. Here we go. All right, so by now you probably could extrapolate exactly what it is that we're going to be talking about, why we're talking about it, with the relevance of why we're talking about it, why you need to know about it, and what you can do to save your own damn sanity, okay? Because it can get pretty insane. It can get pretty confusing. Now, a year ago, when I was in the handcuff zone of the non-compete, I watched, learned, observed, viewed, saw, made assumptions, got a lot of wrong information, got a lot of right information, got confused, got things handled. And so what I kept coming back to was, how does one discern good factual information? What is it that is done? Now, Facebook calls it fact-checking. Social media people call it fact-checkers. I don't know how good they are. I don't know any data on that, which is something we'll talk about here. But let's just take it in the viewpoint of your business, of what you're talking about, or for the fact that anyone at any time puts any information out there about a product or service into the marketplace. And now I've talked about this in my training course about fact-checking, and we go really deep into that. But we're not going to go in deep in that. If you want to see that, you can go over there to sysloventures.com/secrets revealed and buy that course. Got a way more in there than just fact-checking. But for the purpose of today, here's what I do. Should someone say something, first thing I'm going to ask is that I'm going to say, all right, what's that mean? You already know this. I say this all the time. Second thing I'm going to ask is, who is it coming from? Okay, where is it coming from? And then the third thing is like, okay, what is the intention behind that's being said? Now, the next piece of this is very critical. I don't jump to any conclusion. I basically take the information and I go, boop, and we put it down right here and we leave it there. And then we start looking, where else is this information coming from? Who else is actually saying the same information? And can I validate that this information is correct? See, now what happens right now is that most people see something. You're looking for data, okay? You're looking for data. You want something that's tangible. You're looking for something stable in order to make an educated decision about something. Now what happens is that you get data from here, 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 and none of these sources are really that viable because they contradict themselves. So here you are, all you're trying to do is be able to make a decision and know with certainty. That's really the problem, okay? The problem is there's no certainty. This can happen in your business, that can happen in your this, that can happen in your that, but really there's no certainty. And so when there's no certainty, you start grasping. You're like, this has got to be it. Oh, maybe that's not it. This has got to be it. And then you adopt it because it may be as close, it could be as close to what you think it should be, but it may necessarily not be what you think it should be because you're operating off of information that's coming from all these different sources. So what do you do in this situation? You know what you do? You kind of sit back and you do one of these and you say, oh, okay, that's interesting, that's interesting, that's interesting. No emotion, no ties, no nothing. Just look, what's happening? What's being said? Who's it coming from? Why is it saying that? And if you cannot find, okay, if you can't find a similar thread, if you can't go in there and say, well, this is familiar, and you can't find a single thing that's truly giving good, accurate information, you realize one of two things. It's too complex, and two, it's probably not the truth. We want it to be the truth. We're looking for it to be the truth. We want it so badly because we're trying to find something that's like concrete and we can make an educated decision on it. But the fact of the matter is that it's not. It's coming from too many variables, too many unpredictables, too many what's the word I'm looking for? It's not coming from a solid place. And what does that mean? The information is not verifiable. The information is not truthful. It sounds like it could be, but there's no way to know. And when there's no way to know, you have to sit back and observe all the information. You have to look at all of it, objectively. No emotion, nothing, no personal ties, no personal views on it. Really freaking hard to do. Really hard to do this. But this goes if you're trying to make a decision about buying something. This goes if you're trying to figure out, why would you want to work with a particular individual. It goes with why would you buy a product from somebody. You have to just sit back, look, observe, and see you're looking for consistency. Because if you can't get a stable answer, you at least need to find something that's consistent, right? Now, fact checking in social media, they're like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Based on what? Who is determining what? Who is determining what's right, what's wrong, what's this, what's that? We don't have that information, right? But if you have a business or you have something like that, you can be in control of that consistency level. That consistency level will do one of two things. It will do two things, actually. The first thing is that it will show that you know what you're talking about and that you have enough depth to be able to continue that conversation. And then the second thing, which is the most important thing in fact-checking in social media, is that you've raised the level of certainty in the marketplace as related to who you are, your product and service. That goes for anything. You can extrapolate whatever your mind thinks of with whatever. But that goes with anything, okay? That consistent, what's the consistent thing? Not the volatile, not the changing, not the loud, not the obnoxious. What is the consistent thing that you see? And is that consistent thing able to be traced down all the way to a singular concept that makes sense? And when you can get to that, then you know that it's fact-checked. If it makes sense, if it's applicable, if it's non-emotional, and it can be applied, you know you've got yourself pretty damn close to what is the correct information that's being presented to you. Why am I talking about this now? Social media, fact-checking, all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening. That's as close as I'm going to get to talking about it. But all I'm going to say is that this little thing that we're talking about right now and the approach that you take to this is exactly what will save your sanity. Because I was subject to this. So many people were giving so much data and information all over the place. How the hell do you make a decision about anything? How do you know who's truthful? How do you know what's right? How do you know what's going to work? How do you know what's going to make sense? But you got all this stuff going all over the place. You're looking for consistency, and you're looking for something that can be applicable. You're looking for something that's concrete, and you're looking for something that can be traced down to a singular concept that can be applied. And when you can get to that, fact-checking in social media is solved, and your sanity is solved. But you running around on a red herring, trying to catch all these other different things all over the place, following this whole, just spare yourself the craziness and just sit back, observe, without emotion, without bias, and say, what is actually going on here? What is actually being said there? What's being said here? How does this apply? And that's all you do. You become a student of what you see, and you make your objective decisions based on that. But if it's too complex and all over the place, there's a lie in it. It's not truthful. All right? That's what I wanted to talk about. Fact-checking in social media. Hope this video helps you out, gives you a little bit of sanity in the world of what's happening today. Go ahead, do one of these and these and these and these and these and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Do all those things for me. And if you like this video, let me know in comments. And if you need something specifically, I'm here to help. Thanks a lot. Hey, thank you so much for watching my content. Number one, I appreciate the fact that you would take some time out of your day to give me an ear and listen to me and what I have to offer. I've got 17 years of knowledge in advertising and marketing. I've built some very large individuals over the last few years of my career. 17 years, actually. It's not a few, it's quite a bit. And, so my goal is to just help you become more efficient at building your own brand, doing your own marketing. A lot of this stuff is free that I'm giving you, but I also have a course. It's called Promotion Secrets Revealed. You can get access to it at sysloventures.com/secrets revealed. It's $397. It's a one-time pay. You get access to it for life. I always add new content into that thing, but it's an in-depth analysis on marketing, promotion, social media, setting you up for advertising and all that good stuff. Also, if you need anything as far as actually us doing, me and my team, doing advertising for you, where we will build your brand, we'll do video content, we'll build a website for you, we'll build a funnel for you, we'll help you do a webinar, we'll drive traffic, we'll build ads, do Google, YouTube ads, and help you get some good ROI. If you're looking for that kind of a thing, we also provide that as a service. Go to sysloventures.com/branding or just sysloventures.com, and I'll be able to you can book an appointment with us, and I'll talk to you and we'll see how we can help you out the most effectively, all right? Once again, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, evening, night, whenever you happen to watch this content, and I appreciate you for taking a moment and watching what I have to say. Thank you so much.